Yeah, it's got that metal deals. They're metal, and it's a pretty good crossing. Well, it is.
Well, it's all done by the same railroad, so like.
Weather's crazy. Turn my furnace on just a little bit. I got chill, I guess.
We turned around, now we got it.
Had the air conditioner on and then turned the furnace on the day. 24 hours. I'm gonna wait till that first May. Temperature of the ground still in the 30s, they say.
I got an air conditioner, I get hot, I won't turn it on.
Is anybody still got a garden? I'm just like, it's kind of
Yeah.
a low area.
Because I don't have
Yeah.
We planted stuff too.
we got some flowers out.
Did your son ever tell you that he's seen us?
Hmm?
Did your son, it's been a while back, was meeting up at what pizza place is that? It says you're going toward.
Little Lily's.
He was in there and we was talking about, he was talking about you and stuff, and I said, well, he's a good man, we know him.
Who said that?
We said it to him. 'Cause we
Kevin?
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
He was in there and he was waiting for him.
Vince said about to be a good nephew. Is you talking about my dad?
Oh, you seen Jared?
Jared, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jared, yeah. He used to work for Kevin a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin always took care of him.
yeah, he did say
Always
that.
took care of him. Always took care
It was a
of
good
him.
visit.
Huh?
It was a good visit.
Yeah.
Stopped seeing your neighbor a while ago.
Which one's that?
The one that house that remodeled.
Oh, yeah. From California?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice. I can't remember his first name. He told me, and she introduced me to, and I can't remember.
Yeah, neither of me.
I don't, guess what,
I
like
can't
that.
anybody's name.
So you have to write it down.
I should have
Then I'll lose my paper.
And I said, if you ever need anything, just holler.
for
That's
today.
what I told you.
Yeah.
She said, he got tickled on me. I said, I feed my birds and stuff. He said, I kept seeing you out there messing around. Oh, yeah, I got to feed my livestock.
I do too. I feed rabbits and all.
Yeah.
We even got a fox.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I love it. I finally get some blue jays.
Yeah, we do.
I've been trying to get them. I think I finally got them, and some woodpeckers, some redhead. I had one of them big red-headed woodpeckers. Like you. You got them too? I love to watch them. I got them peanuts out on that reef. Or peanut holder, you know.
Have you got hummingbirds yet? Or do you-
No, I don't. I got the feeder, but I don't like them. They fight like crazy.
Oh, I know. I like them. I put ours out.
That late?
I got finches. I love it.
Have you
Finches.
seen him yet? I saw one Friday, that's the first
You've
time.
seen one before?
No, the hummingbird.
Yeah, I seen one yesterday.
Yeah, I put it out today, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of them spotter scopes. I told my neighbor when Stormy was living over there. I said, honey,
Turn around if you
I got binoculars. I said, I'm not looking at you. But you know that. But I love to watch my birds on my feeders.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, well, I'm not like that, honey. I love to watch my birds on my feeders.
Yeah.
Get them. I'm talking about getting one of them spotter scopes. I'm thinking about where you can just kind of
So,
zoom in a little better than binoculars. I mean, I get them close, but I still love to watch them.
oh, me too. We have, we got a rat. I'm not kidding you, and the neighbor seen it too. It's gonna sound like I'm exaggerating, or not, but it's about that long. It looks like a small dog. But it's a rat.
It's wild rabbit.
Yeah. And if I sold the corn under the table, it'll come up and get it.
Hey, I heard your neighbor's in not very good shape.
Always sure.
Dolores Everett's come by.
It's gonna be a few minutes. I got a member that's backed up in traffic. Hopes to be here by.
Dolores Everett's come by. She's doing some helping help hospice.
I sure
to
appreciate
her,
it, Brett,
so-
when we had our.
And she stopped by the shop.
Sure.
I feel so sorry for her.
What did she say she had? What did she say?
She's got cancer.
Yeah, I can't remember where it started at. I can't remember.
Well, she had it swelled here, and then she had one in her lung, I think. And they shrunk,
Seems like that traffic is getting everybody today.
and she can't eat. She
I
tried.
haven't been up far today.
And
I
they
just
did a DNR,
heard
what is it, DNR assessment, DNR, that's what they did on. And poor kid, but, one that works for me, Austin,
Yeah,
well, he knows CPR, but, well, they're not supposed to do that if she dies, you know, she.
not non-necessity, whatever they call that
He
order.
said, I'm gonna do it anyway. They won't do anything.
Did
to
you
him if
hear
he does.
anything about
Grandma
the
says,
employees talking to somebody from
do
the
something to
railroad?
him, and I said,
I talked to them
and he may not be able to do it.
You have.
about what?
Chances like that, it's not
About
gonna help.
maintenance on that
But
road.
he,
No, I haven't.
I hope they got her on
talked to them about
morphine, I hope they got her
It's
under
a private county sewer
mercy.
pump.
well,
Okay.
she
And
hurts
have
real
you,
bad. She's been hurting
no,
real
okay,
bad.
well, I tried to
They
call a
give her
guy
medicine,
today,
but
I talked to
I
somebody,
don't think they put her
but
on
I
morphine
didn't
yet.
talk
I'm not
to the
positive on
right
that
guy,
thing.
so.
Now, Dolores,
I
she
left
got
a
home the
message
other day,
So,
Okay.
it's probably 2 weeks ago, she told
No,
me
I
she was coming
haven't-
out checking on her, then I was
I
out in the
talked to
shop
them
fiddling,
about
I changed oil in my motorcycle. Heard somebody honking the door, she
they
wanted to
left
check
something they
on me.
weren't supposed to.
She wanted to make sure you ain't in trouble, Bill, you ain't in jail. I said, well, not today.
You don't know that jail.
Not today.
That's pretty much nice.
Honey, I tell you, when you have to take your belt off in jail, you know you're in trouble. You did one thing you shouldn't have
I
done.
guess if locomotives can go across it, it's pretty heavy.
I don't know, but
I had trouble with that little Matt Herring boy years ago.
What did
He
they,
tried to break in my truck
What
while I
was
was
the
in my
reason?
truck. And I chased him across the yard. I mean, I got out of my truck. He went to his yard. He stopped. I didn't.
oh, okay.
He called law on me. Well, they let me loose because they found out he tried to break my window in my truck.
they do stupid things sometimes.
Yeah. I was in there doing paperwork, and he was trying to bust the passenger window out with his fist.
Boy, that-
He was messed up on,
yeah, I was gonna say
and he
his
apologized later.
Yeah.
He was so messed up. He lived with that one girl. She caused him to have a lot of nonsense, and he run to his yard, and he thought I was gonna stop. Well, this old 50-year-old man kept going.
And then he thought, where's the
Yeah.
truck?
And they came to because his girlfriend called law up, cause I said, but they took me in town, I explained what he did, so they turned around and let me out and picked him
I
up.
didn't, I drove right downtown, I got it.
Now you can see that, you can see
I
his
texted Brad
fist
what
was
he told me,
broke,
so maybe
and you can see the
he'll get
scratch on the window where he tried to
You
break
should
it. He
have
was
said something, I
so,
would've went back and got you some.
Yeah, well, I planned on going to real
I
quick
don't
before I
know
left
that.
Princeton, but,
and
yeah, I get.
he thought he just gonna,
sometimes I
he
think
run to
he
his
just
yard and
brings me
stop.
home.
Well,
I
this
don't
old fella,
just
I'd had
on
enough.
autopilot. Forgot all about stopping.
I tackled him like a football player. Probably not one of my brighter ideas, but
But you did it anyway.
at least I admit it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're in that jail, when they tell you take your belt off, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign at all.
I don't know.
Well, they just matter of paperwork I was right out.
Yeah.
Went out here and picked him up, hauled him in.
I left you that day and I went and talked to Matt. I think his name's Matt Herring.
Yeah.
I was shocked. He talked like he had sense.
Yes, he's changed.
I'm just telling you, he did. He talked like he had good sense. And I know some of the things he's been in through.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that he's in.
We talk all the time.
We talked over there a little while, and I said, well, I don't want to bother you. He said, you're not bothering me. He said, anytime you want to stop, just stop. Like he really would like to have company, you know?
Yeah, he had a little dog, and they're not big, a dog, and he got rid of it. That dog was really good company for him.
What do you mean you did get rid of it? I
He
see
got
him
rid of
walking it all the
He
time.
got rid of it.
Was Matt the one that used to run the elevator? Kind of in
He-
charge of it, or am I?
That was
No.
Rick, I think.
His
Greg.
brother did, Greg run it.
Greg.
Greg, that's who I was trying to think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really changed, you know. I said,
He has.
I said, you need something at the grocery store, just leave a note or call me or something, I'll pick it up.
Well, that's-
You know, everybody goes through their thing, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's been through some pretty rough times.
Yeah, and he had a girlfriend that really kind of, I think, kind of
Yeah.
pushed him into
Yeah.
some things shouldn't have been pushed.
But he talked like he had pretty good sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh yeah, he come. My little dog goes over and he plays my little dog, you know.
But I'm glad you boys bought that.
I took a friend down to Evansville to,
Cause you'll keep them
some
over.
kind of.
Oh, I
pipe
keep
doctor
them over.
That's in a
But I'm
building
just saying
that's
it-
close to,
I've seen 3 snakes in there
Yeah.
Saturday.
I bet.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I mean, keep them
It's
low,
gateway.
but
It's
they're
just
the
a
garter,
building,
what do you
it's close
call
to
them,
the
garter, but
gateway.
still, I don't like them.
And, so.
They startle
She
me
was
when
getting
I'm
new
out.
glasses,
They
I
for
startle
Lincoln,
me
so the
to death.
guy
I'm not
that
really
was
afraid
at
of
the
snake,
counter
but I
there,
don't like,
he
like if I'm
got
walking
Almost,
over
that's
there.
what, yeah,
spray
yeah.
bottled and cleaned her
And my little
glasses
dog,
up
she
real
kills
good,
them.
you know?
Oh, she does.
And,
Oh, she
and
kills
she
them,
was
leave
trying
them
them
be.
on, being sure everything was right, adjusted
I
just
don't
right,
know
and I
if
says,
our dog
"Can I
would do
try
anything
that
about our big
yeah,
lab,
and he got
he
out a
acts
new
like he'd eat you
little
alive.
bottle
If
of
you
that
come up
for
here
me,
and bark at you,
and
he's gonna eat you
little
alive,
cloth.
he's a coward.
Well, this is good
But
stuff.
nobody knows that though.
I says,
What's
can I
good?
buy some of this?
Yeah,
No, I'll
he's
give
good.
it to
He's a
you.
good dog.
There you go.
And it's really good stuff, and so my bottle got just running a little bit low, and
Yeah,
so
he
I
really changed,
went
you
in
know.
one day,
Yeah.
and I said, I wanna buy some
I
of that
told him
stuff.
Sunday, if you
Well,
need
it's-
anything, all
it's
you gotta do
pretty
is put a
tall.
note, if I
And he
can't get
said-
home,
and
put
he
a
said
note on the
most
door,
people
I'll,
just
I'll
empty
get it on the way
put
home.
some
Asked him
in
about
the
that
little
gator, he
bottle,
said,
you
well, I
know,
sold that.
some
He said,
maybe
oh, he did?
sharing
Yeah,
in
he
their
said, I sold
purse
it.
or
He said,
something
I knew
like
you
that.
at one
Yeah.
time. He said, I wish you
But
had had it.
it's
But he
really
said, I
good
sold it.
stuff.
Yeah.
He said,
And, you know, if you
I
got
really needed
grease on
money.
your glasses
I'm
from
surprised that
cooking,
he admitted
it
it.
takes that
And
right
that
off.
He did, he said, I needed money. So
I
He
use
needs
that a
the money,
lot.
that's why he tell him we got them logs, you
Yeah.
know.
I got stuff right
Well,
there,
it's
so I use
something
all
good
the
for
time.
both of you. You want, that's just good for both of you. You
It's
want
very
money,
Yeah, yeah.
and he needed
Brian
help, so.
Skis used to be in the same Sunday
But
school
boy, you
class I
talking
was
about
in.
more-
He
too much
usually
super
sat
money.
across from me.
Oh, my
And the way he sat,
Oh,
I could see through his
He
glasses.
partied
And I don't know how the man
every
looked through
night.
them. They were
When we
filthy.
when we
They
lived
were
there,
always
they did have a
filthy.
party back there when he owned that.
And I asked
Yeah,
him one
place
time, how do you
across
see
the road
through
behind us.
those?
That
And he
big
had
tree.
Megan,
Yeah.
what was her name?
Tell you what, if I can't see through mine, I
And there was
start
a
getting
bunch of them,
headache.
but they had their kids over there, but I do think they
I
were.
remember
Yeah,
going to
what's
school with
the
a guy
girl
that
calls
did,
him?
we were about the fifth grade, and he had track.
She's
all
in,
across
she's
the
in
middle.
blood right now, she's
And the
on the
teacher
run,
asked
yeah.
him,
That's the case there that it'll
is
prove
that
to
in
you
your
that
line of
when the
vision?
money's
Does that
gone,
bother
those
you?
friends
Does that
going
give
to-
you a headache or anything?
Friends
No,
scatter
it's
like
okay.
quail.
Their
She
friends
was
are,
gonna
they
try to
know,
get
they
him
parted
another
every night,
glasses
they
made,
they're
you
gone.
know.
crowd
No,
over
it's
there.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they come over and they threaten me and all this, you know.
Yeah, as long as he had the money. He had
They
all-
was there,
Oh, yeah.
there ain't nobody there now, except his
No.
brother and his sister. His brother comes from over at Princeton all the time, checks on him, you know.
Oh, we did, which one is that?
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember anybody but,
I can't keep them straight either. I don't know.
No, no, man, it's, oh, I can't not think. I
They was-
can't think of him.
that's all right.
Did he tell it?
Huh?
Did he know his name?
Is this something
He said it,
that would
I
keep
can't even
people from
remember what,
stealing water
I
from
know
the
Greg.
water?
I still hear from,
I've been looking for something.
I hear from him once in a while.
I don't know
He's
enough
in
about how they
Supposed to be
work.
in Anderson.
Okay, we can't find the book.
that's pretty up there. I don't know if I've been there forever, but it's pretty. Painting stuff.
Do you have that book about where you buy things for the town?
Yeah, it's back there on that blue book,
Is that what it's
it's
called?
right back there on that shelf, to the right.
Aha, I see, I see. That's about the only place we didn't look. You wanna look for something in there while you're waiting? I got too many categories.
What are you trying to look up in there?
Water meter locks or locking water meters.
You ain't gonna find them, they don't have them in there.
They don't, okay, you've looked for that before.
Yeah, I've already called a person about water meter tops.
Okay. Well, there was something, I gave the paper to Linda, but, I don't know where it got to. It was something I found on Amazon one time, but I don't know if that was appropriate or not. Somebody mentioned that
I told Complete, I said, you
The
guys
guys
got a
that
hard act to
bought,
follow. I said, oh, Brad took care of us like,
something
almost like family.
And-
He was there. When we called him, he was there.
Menards,
He was a
and
little
then
bit
they
best.
didn't get
little bit
repaid
best.
for
Of
it
course,
because
you know.
Menards wasn't on the approved list. Vegas to buy supplies
They
from.
will.
So I thought, well, I don't want to.
I ain't got that.
They did a good job on the furnace. They
I don't
put
know, somebody
furnace
mentioned it
air
in the
conditioner
meeting.
there. The furnace worked great. I hadn't fired the air conditioner up yet. I'm gonna call them, have them come over and
I haven't heard
them
anything
fire
about
it
it.
up.
That's
So
why I
have to make
looked.
sure the darn thing going in the right direction, you know?
Yeah. Well, if there's a
How's your new
problem,
job working?
It's on them, yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's just
Yeah, they'd be happy
weird
to do that.
hours and it drives me nuts.
Weird hours for weird people.
Yeah.
It went on hurry because it's past my bedtime.
7:30.
7:30, yeah.
Let's go get the chicken.
It's like, God, it's 7:30. Better wait 30 more minutes.
It's just time for me to get started watching TV.
You still work?
Yeah, part-time, I just work part-time. I went part-time a year ago. Probably work for about maybe a year, 45 minutes or something. Maybe October 23, we usually had to put it in October on Fridays. Usually I'm not before you retire like not this year.
I don't know about the unbreak. I don't even know what you're looking for.
It's such a big difference. Tell you before it's horrible.
There's times, I'm used to it now, but there's times when I first started that I had a hard time getting used to it. Because you're just used to your routine, you get up and responsibility, you got people depending on you. And
Yeah.
in fact, I went back, Shirley called me and she said, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm sitting here watching Price is Right, which was just
There's some things on the shelf in there.
then
Right
she
by
talked
the
about it, and
bathroom
come back,
door.
and I said, well, I don't know, so I got to talk to Linda, so I did that. And I went back for about 6 or 8 months. And then at the end of that, I got to where we were going to go somewhere, and that got whacked.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, I retired to be with you, so I'm gonna quit again. And I did.
Yeah, just, I worked full-time my whole life, and when I went part-time,
Yeah.
it was like that first day, I was like, it was like I was playing hooky.
Yeah.
I went to Evansville, and I just felt like I was,
Yeah.
doing something else.
Yeah.
And it took about 3 months to get used to that, so I thought, I don't know how someone goes from working full-time their whole life to just retiring. So I'm glad I did the part-time thing for a couple of
Yeah.
years before I did.
I didn't have such
It's
thing
in
there.
a
They didn't have such thing specific, either you were in or you were out. Then they had some new people take over, and they didn't know how to do a couple things, and I played ball with them for a little while, and I said, I don't know about this. And I said, I'm not sure about this deal. But anyway, things aren't the same. They only got like 6 or 8 people left there.
Is that right?
Yeah. At one time, back in the heyday, we had 320 people work there. 320 people. And, just amazing how
It's
things
a big
change.
workforce.
Yeah. I don't know how they make enough money now to pay the taxes. Well, workman's comp and stuff is extremely high. That old building,
Maybe they're getting some.
very insufficient. I mean,
Probably get some tax credits and stuff.
probably.
Maybe these bigger, older companies all are. Just trying to get.
One amazed me is Photorad.
I'm not sure you can understand the question.
Got some pictures of him.
I'm glad they bought that
He's
big
gonna be
building up
in,
where.
that's
Who's this?
our grandson around this one. Derek.
Because they weren't there at
He's
retail.
Square feet there, that
He
building.
didn't live, well, he lives Slates, but competition's gonna be seeing that.
Well, I'm glad they bought it.
It is.
Oh, man.
His-
Where'd she live at?
If he's gonna
But
do
you know,
it,
there'll be an empty building like
it's
that
not
on
like
the
other city, but it is,
Buy it, buy it, tear it down, put it
That's
in.
good.
Yeah,
Because of the taxes.
I used to look like that.
But then they tear that down and build a new
In
one.
my dream.
Yeah, you have a picture?
In my dream.
That's for all, that's just for all.
His fiance's did it too.
The-
Yeah, and she really did it too, so. I don't know. If they're young, that's good.
I seen a deal on Facebook, they talked about that. This guy, I can't think of anything, no hillbilly. You bodybuilders really think you got.
Bought it today.
You know,
got
I think that might be a good
women
deal.
love you.
I mean,
I
if
said,
he's
all you
free
wanna do is
speech,
both ways. I said, they want
if he
to
says, if he's like he
eat.
says he is, I'm glad.
I don't know,
Well, you know, the
rest
rest
of
of
the
he
follow.
teaches an alternative, always says,
Well, he's got plenty of money, I guess.
He's got the money.
That's just a joke between them. But he better keep it up, cause whenever.
I know, that's
he's
right,
done,
that's exactly
he
right.
gets
Oh,
real quiet.
I had a brother-in-law that was into that for a little bit, yeah.
He'll
I
have
don't
a
want him to, I
whole
mean, I don't
army
want him
of
to
people
flag,
helping
but
him,
he has to
lawyers
work
and
on it,
stuff
I
like
can't
that.
imagine what they, and they
It takes a
eat,
long time.
when they're eating, they can't eat on
Yeah.
anything, when they eat,
Girl,
it's weird.
I'm just can't wait.
Takes a lot of time, a
A
lot
lot of
time.
dedication.
Yeah, a lot of dedication.
I just don't wanna lose it.
That was our big topic at lunch today. When we replacing that's on how soon they get the money for it.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
I know it. He said one thing he's gonna do, if I get control, he said, I'm gonna put Trump back on there. And boy, that lit their hair up, their hair caught fire, you know.
We tried to block that.
Yeah, they did, they did. Oh, I think it's,
It's just whoever's got the most money. Bottom line. I saw one place where you get 45 billion, and then I saw another place where you get 44 million for it today. It's a high price for freedom of speech.
you wonder how a guy like Musk, how's he accumulating all that money? Now, I'm telling you, my experience, which is nil, he has rolled a lot of people over.
I don't really know. I never really heard too much about him.
I haven't either, but I'm just telling you.
Last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. He's in the electric car, he's into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is he married?
I don't know.
What page you on?
423.
Well, either, I don't know if he's married or not.
I don't know.
If he ain't, he will be.
He probably don't need to be.
I don't imagine.
What are we looking at? Which item? Water service locks? No.
We've got a lot of people he depends on. Though.
The red one,
I mean,
Yeah.
trust.
or then the
total
water
trust.
connector net lock.
There ain't nobody you can try.
No.
There ain't nobody.
Or the other one. Whichever one.
I saw this,
And there's more on the other side, other page too, so.
I saw this one, that water service lock, or keys. I didn't see the locks, but I saw the keys.
Have you been through Milk Road Hospital?
No,
We haven't either.
they gonna have open house or have they already?
I don't think they have they?
I'm sure they
I
have.
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I saw that it was coming up, but I don't remember the date.
Looks nice, looks very nice.
I'm not sure who all they're gonna put in there. You know, like all those guys that are in the Chestnut Street office, I wonder if they're gonna close that down and move them over.
That Commonwealth Pain Management told me they were gonna be in there.
in the new park. I don't know where, but, I mean,
Well, it's big enough that it,
yeah.
shouldn't have any trouble finding a spot for them.
They might have trouble, man, putting people in it.
Well, maybe they intend to keep
Nurses and
expanding.
administrators and stuff, you know. I don't know. I don't know.
They've moved departments and people around so much that I don't know where anything is anymore.
Well,
I'd have
yeah.
to be completely retrained if I went back to work there. Of course, I'm not going to, but
You need to come back to Princeton, Claudia.
There
think
you
so.
go.
I told one of the gals the other day, I sold all my uniforms and I'm no longer certified. So,
Lisa said they pretty much got Fairfield in them.
Oh, I didn't realize they were adding on, or
Oh
did
my gosh, they
rebuild the
build-
whole new hospital?
No, just on the, I guess it'd be the south side. And, they're having a little bit of trouble, nurses and doctors and stuff like that, you know.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I always wonder about Carmi people, where do they go to the doctor? You know, do they go to Hamilton County or down to El Dorado or Fairfield or Mount Carmel or?
Well, a lot of these hospitals around got satellite health clinics,
Yeah,
things.
They do have some sort of clinic down there. But I
They
don't
do.
know. I don't know if that's out of Payroll Hospital or.
Oh, yeah.
Farrell has expanded some. My stepson and his sweetie pie were in a car wreck in El Dorado, probably been 10 years ago now, and they had to go into the emergency room there. And the admitting office at the time was one little, about half as big as the bathroom here,
Wow.
and that was it, one person. And it was tiny at that time. We weren't impressed at all, but I understand they've
Really, they got a call
remodeled
on
since then,
here.
but I've never been there.
Man, they got a call it.
It's kind of a weird situation. Some health places do really well, and some places are standing on their tiptoes trying to stay in business. It's gotta be management or something, I don't know.
And Deaconess is wanting to partner with
They have to.
everybody inside, so
Everybody in sight, that's exactly right.
then you have to do it the Deaconess way, don't you, Peg?
Yeah.
I know, you do,
Yeah.
yeah. Just don't leave many other options out there. It's not good for the consumer.
Yeah,
So, and
exactly.
they've expanded so fast, we have so many openings all over the state. And look at them. But they treat us nurses good. don't they?
That's good.
They treat us
That's
good.
excellent.
Difference in night and day, and we told them, we treated good at this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know, they say a new broom sweeps clean, and you just never know whose head's gonna roll next.
Right.
You find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I just need to put this back over here for you.
I have one, I believe, from before.
Is it me or is it hot?
It's stuffy in there.
shoot, you missed it.
I
Went
still thought
someplace
it was
across the
7:30.
river.
Trudy's house.
She's moved in there 6 months ago.
Was that binder? Thank you.
He's just gonna be in her house for taking care of the owners and everything. But we should put hers up for sale. She's a boss, you know? So it's just, you don't have to renew her or anything.
Meeting for the town board of Bellmont, village of Bellmont,
What's the matter?
7:45.
Sorry, Gary. She's having trouble here.
I had it up a while ago. Close that.
And then straight over there.
That one? You sure?
Yes, because it says recording.
Okay.
You stole that house.
Sorry.
This is,
That's gonna be bought.
April 25th, 25, 7:45, Village of Bellmont, Town Board meeting. Will you all rise and play the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Glad to see everybody that's here.
You can do roll call.
Roll call, please.
Linda Johnson here. Christina Christenberry here.
Well, I see that's over here, isn't it?
Stacy Kimmel here.
Claudia Dan. Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Mary Lance.
Mayor Lance is here.
Sorry, I have to get out that door, guys.
I keep reading this thing on public comment, and I'm not gonna read it tonight.
Please do, because we've been accused of not reading it each time.
Connie, would you mind reading it, and then, Mayor, I'll make copies of it and have it in the chair every time, so that anyone that sits down
Okay.
has a copy of it.
Any person not a member of the village board may address the village board with regard to items of proposed business. Please rise if not physically impaired. State his or her name for the record and limit remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be addressed to the village board, not to any member thereof. No person other than the board member recognizing the individual addressing the board and the person having the floor shall be permitted into any discussion directly through, what have I missed?
Or through.
Through a member of the board without the permission of the mayor. Any person making personal or impertinent remarks or who shall become disruptive addressing the village board shall be forthwith evicted from the boardroom by the mayor. I now open the floor.
Let me, is that open
No.
for now?
No. Approval of past minutes.
It has public comments, but then it just has the,
Oh, yeah,
Shield.
it is, yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
public comments is
I
first.
think it is. Oh, pardon me, I'm gonna step out and turn my phone off.
So will this just go in the back of my thing? Just adding,
My apologies, we've had several sick at home and I'll put this on silent.
You need to put the company down on your list of the people.
We don't have to record who all they are,
Oh, you don't?
it's just a
Okay.
courtesy when we do. Did you open the floor while I was?
Yes, I opened the floor.
Okay. And you have their clock.
I got it right there.
We can move on then.
You wanna start, Dave?
You mean public comments or open floor?
Open
Yeah,
floor.
Open floor,
You
it's
got
usually
5 minutes.
public comment. Bill?
Yeah, I do. Bill Evelyn. I looked at this here treasurer's report. I'm trying to find out, the motor fuel tax, the total dollar motor fuel tax is not on this paper, treasurer's report. And I can, maybe it is, I can't see it.
This is for what,
This month.
April?
Yeah, what I got is March 14th, but and it may be on here, I looked and I cannot find it. I cannot find it. But anyway, while you're looking, that's what I'm trying to find out, how much money we got. And what can we do about these ditches in this town? Can we?
We're working on them.
go ahead, Bill. It's okay.
You can't dig them by hand, you're gonna have to hire. One time we hired Jeff, Guys White, then we hired Jeff Henelighter. Come out and dip these ditches out. And, we saved the dirt up there to the park, Is anybody listening? Who's over the ditches in the town? Is anybody listening?
I'm listening,
I'm
Bill.
listening, I'm making notes what you're.
You understand what I'm saying? That's pretty important to me. And, you say you're working on it. May I ask, will you get it with a shovel, or this is massive. This is
We are aware of that.
what are we gonna do about it?
We're waiting on our grant to pass, and that will be
We should have
part
been
of our grant.
worried, but we should have been working on that instead of buying this house over here. My opinion only. My opinion, my tax dollars at work, should have been working on these ditches. These ditches is hard on your houses, your foundations, keep it wet and moist. And I got a hold of Damon the other day, and we went down and looked at, did he tell you about that ditch? I put a stick in it, my culvert at the end is filled full of mud.
That-
I put a stick.
I've seen it, Bill, I've walked.
And I told him, I left a message there, I said, son, you get a hold of me, I'll help you dig the blooming thing out. I've had a heart attack, but I said, I'll still go down and help you dig it out. Because that culvert is just hitting that wall. And there's three, and it's water standing.
I've seen where the water's standing.
Well, no, but did you see, I got a stick in there, you can't even see the culvert. I got a stick I found it with a stick. And it needs to be dug out, and it's gonna take an hour of digging. How do we can't wait on grants.
I got him working on a street over by Randy Fisher's right now.
I think the boys are good boys, they just need some guidance.
I agree.
I think, you hear my message this morning that
No, I didn't.
well, Damon worked on a water deal, and I told him I appreciate what he did, but he needs some guidance.
I did see him out working out across from my house today,
Yeah.
and my
He just.
My house is struggling too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're good boys, but they just need a little bit of,
It doesn't help when people put
Supervision.
leaves in the ditch either.
good
so.
supervision.
But we can't wait on, Stacy, we can't wait on no grant for these ditches to be clean. It's not funny. I got property value in this town, and it backs up, it keeps by your house, that's terrible.
My culvert fell in though.
Okay, but that one up there by Shawman's, there's water standing in that thing all the time. Why? Why? It's not funny. I'm not a troublemaker, but I got value property in this town. I want to see something done. We can't wait on a grant. We can't wait on a grant. Is that what we're waiting on? Do we have any money to get guys? Can we get an estimate out here to dip these ditches? Has anybody thought about that? Clean the ditches out?
All I know
And
is I
save
saw
the
him working
dirt?
on it.
Huh?
All I know is I saw him working on it today.
No, I'm talking about all the ditches in town. You understand what I'm saying, Butch? Am I out of line?
No, you're not out of line, but I mean.
Why can't we get somebody come out and give us an estimate on these ditches, clean them out? They're backed up with mud. Them poor boys, they can't shovel that much.
I agree with that.
They can't. They
I
can't.
know that.
Can we get somebody come out and give us an estimate? I want my property value. Keep my property value up. I own property. I want to keep it up. I don't think that's any out of line. If Damien wants to get a hold of me, I'll be glad to help him dig that ditch out down there. I ain't worth much, but I'll try. We need somebody to go around and check on these things. We do. Who's supposed to be doing that? Somebody's got to be doing it. Somebody's in charge of the workers of this town. Who's ever in charge of the streets and the ditches and the sidewalks? Somebody needs to drive around and get out of the vehicle and say, that needs cleaned out, that needs cleaned out, and that needs cleaned out. And I'm not, that's the truth. That's good business.
I agree.
Somebody needs to do it. Stacy, is that your job?
I did that the other day, Bill.
Well, how come they're so backed up for 6 months?
I've been down.
Have you been down to my house, look at that?
Bill, this is not the first year that these have been this way.
Okay, I know, but somebody's not doing their job. Somebody needs to be accountable for letting the streets and the ditches go like they are. And I'd like to have some feedback. Somebody out here clean these ditches out. We did it. We made sure they took the dirt to the park. Ditches run, no problem. Right. He worked out here for about 2 weekends in a row, cleaned every ditch there was out.
You got a name?
It was Guys White and Hendeline both. I just call them, come and get an estimate.
And the tractor that we have can't do it?
No. You gotta have high hoe, he had a little
excavator?
Track hoe, yeah. And make sure, them guys are insured and everything else for the deal, because the ditches is, I'm not mad, but I walked out in water this morning to my truck that deep in my driveway this morning. At 4 o'clock this morning, I had 6 inches of water with my boots. It's 4 o'clock this morning.
I don't got that because we got it pretty good.
I know, but that ditch won't drain. There is water standing in it now. And the only way that water will go across the road, the sun will have to evaporate it. That's true. Anyway, I thank you. I wish I'd like to have some feedback, please. I didn't think I asked nothing out of question.
We'll get with.
Thank you.
And try to get that done.
Thank you very much.
Butch?
Yes.
Would you like to say anything? What?
Timer.
You don't
It's
have,
off.
you don't have to pinpoint everybody. If they want to speak, they will.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I don't have anything to comment about because I'm not involved with the board. I don't have any knowledge about the grant money or where that's at. I can testify to you that there is a problem, and everybody that's breathing knows that there's a problem with water in this town. Everybody knows that. I'm fighting it right now. I got a hold of Jeff Geiswhite. We're wanting to put our yards stand in water, as you know. And I'm gonna have 40 ton of dirt put in there. Now, where's that water go? God only knows. But I'm gonna find out, because I'm gonna dump dirt in there.
Is that up at your house?
Up at my house. And I'm gonna dump 40 ton of dirt right behind the church, right where that culvert's at.
Yep.
Let's go to your house.
Our are you?
That's going to your house, that's right.
Thanks.
Now, wait a
That's
minute,
a discussion this
now hold the
evening.
phone a minute.
Good.
I told Chris, I told everybody that was involved, everybody big enough to breathe, that what I was gonna do, and I said, if you're gonna fix it, now's the time. When I put the dirt in there, then don't come in there and take that culvert out and start digging holes in where I put that dirt in there, because then we're gonna have a big problem. Because the church is not flush with money either. And I told Gary about a culvert that my neighbor has, Jerry Archer. I don't know how long it is. I don't know if it's 30 foot long or 10 foot long. I don't know. I think it's about 10, about the size of a dinner plate, which is about what you need. But it's a pipe. It's a steel pipe, which is good for that, because it'll last longer than I'll live, or you'll live probably. But how far does that culvert come out? I don't know. But like Bill said, it needs to be dug out. And how far does that culvert go in there? I don't know.
Yeah, it caved in this past week. Maybe
I
2
don't
weeks
doubt
ago.
it did.
So we used to go down to Carmike by the culverts.
Where at?
Behind, you turn that, like you're going to Epworth Road, that guy sells them discount. If you come into town, Carmine, you cross the railroad tracks, there used to be a little gas station. It's out of business now. And you go about half a block. We used to go down there and buy culverts.
Turn it
I
left
can't
at
think
the
of his name
stoplight.
of him. I can't think of his name.
That's
That's-
right, it'll come up on Google.
That's part of the problem with the mosquito thing in this town.
Exactly.
Water standing everywhere. And
Down by my house, it'd have to evaporate. The sun will have to take it out.
that's with our house.
I feel you guys.
As long as we address an issue, that's okay.
When are you having that dirt dumped there?
I got a hold, over lunch, I talked with Guy Swite today, and I said, let's put this dirt on hold for a while. There's some culvert work needs to be done between the church and your house. And I said, it may be the middle of summer, because it's gonna take a while to get my yard dried up. So I can't even drive through it with my riding lawnmower. And he said, we'll do that. I said, now if I buy dirt, I'm gonna buy it off of you. And then he's got a little gator thing, and it's got a power rake on the back of it. He said, when I get done, it's ready to seed and straw. I said, that's exactly what I want to do. So he's not going to do anything until I call it.
Sounds good.
We appreciate you bringing that to the board, so that we can work with you on it and not
Thank
get behind.
I'm gonna fill my ditch in, but if something don't happen, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna fill my ditch in with dirt.
As long as you have a culvert, there shouldn't be a problem. As long as you know it's draining.
There's not a ditch here by my house. There's one across the street behind Mike Wright's. And there's one that are running down past our house. But this town is low. Seems to be low. It holds water. My yard has always got, well, you can dig down a little bit, it's got water in it. But
It's gotta get away though.
it's
Gary.
gotta get away, that's right.
It's gotta get away. It can't get away. The
Okay.
culverts are all blocked.
Dave, you got any comments?
Dave King. It's been a long time since these ditches have been cleaned out for this town to drain water. I ain't seen them since I've lived here cleaned out.
We cleaned them out,
Ditches,
cleaned.
culverts, but they need the ditches dug out so we can drain some of the water out here. I've asked for mine to be cleaned a long time ago and nothing's ever been done. I got a lake in front of my house every time it rains, just long enough for mosquitoes to hatch out in it. I remember coming to this board asking for somebody to do something with it and nothing's been done. So it holds water long enough for mosquitoes to hatch out, so that's telling you something. And is the old town worker still working for the town?
As far as I know, is yeah.
Is he getting paid?
We have 2 or 3 old town workers. I'm one. I don't get paid.
Is a old town worker working and getting paid? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, Dave.
Okay.
Who's he asking about?
Yes, Bill Randall. I don't know. You got a name for that?
He's working for you.
If you ain't got a name, Dave, I can't say nothing.
Okay. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Now we'll start with the meeting. Floor is closed.
I didn't have anything to say, I just knew it'd been a while since I'd been a meeting, so.
Like, we can
Come
avoid
see what's
everybody
going on.
else.
Thanks, Peggy. Are we approving all these months on these?
Yes, we have to, go back,
February.
February 2022 is the ones that I did not approve, therefore they did not pass. I have reviewed them and I'm prepared to make another motion again this evening. March 22nd, we did not have a meeting, we looked at them all, so we can just start going through them all now,
Yeah, I'm going.
okay?
Well, the February minutes should have been approved at the March meeting, so.
Right, and it did not because of, my hesitation.
So now you can approve them?
Yes.
And they, because they cannot be released until we do approve them.
Did you change that?
My vote? No, we didn't change them.
No, she just wasn't, she's uncomfortable with it.
But if there's minutes in front of you and you're reviewing them, you get them beforehand. So if there's something on there that you don't like, you come to the meeting.
Thanks for coming,
you can
Bill.
mark it and
Thank
say,
you. I appreciate
whoever wrote the
feedback,
minutes that
please.
month, maybe Claudia, maybe filling in. And we can make that change right then at that meeting at the table, or we can say, no, we want you to rewrite, and then they'll be presented to us again.
Gotcha.
But
You
usually
said you
it's best.
spelled my name wrong twice.
Right, and so we got it right. But usually it's done right then if there's a problem. That particular meeting, if you recall, there were so many statements that were printed as factual, and they were not, and I had to clarify that.
I remember that. I just didn't know if we changed it, like if we went back and changed them and now they're, like we can approve them now. Cause I don't know why you would approve them if we didn't change them, you know what I mean?
But you did review them.
Okay, hear you back here, please. Speak up a little louder.
Okay.
Here comes the Frank. Okay, so,
Did you make a motion?
no, she hasn't started. You wanna go ahead? Just holler.
On what?
Make your motions for the different minutes. So,
I need a motion for the approval of past meetings for February, March, April.
we'll do one at a time. Is that all right?
Huh?
You wanna do it one at a time?
Either that or all at once.
One at a time's good.
Okay. Sorry. I'll first February now.
I'll second February.
Okay, the motion's been made by Linda and seconded by Christina that the February minutes be, passed as approved, or be approved as distributed. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So the minutes are approved as distributed for February.
Motion for March.
I need approval for March, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the March minutes. It was made by Stacy and was seconded by Linda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion has passed with 3 ayes.
Linda, why is this half? Why did?
Because she had paid this amount from that. They're always behind our billing is, because by the time we have a meeting and get the bills paid, so the statement is gonna look like more than what it is.
Do we get a late fee?
No,
No.
no. Because we are a municipality, most businesses do forgive that debt grace, because they know that we can only do it after a meeting.
Okay, now we need the April 11 meeting minutes.
What do you want,
Motion to minutes,
For April 11th.
yes.
I'll make the motion.
I need a motion to approve, April 11th.
I make a motion.
I second.
Okay, the motion has been made by Stacy and seconded by Linda that the minutes for the April 11th meeting be approved as distributed. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Motion has has passed with 3 ayes.
I need a motion for, is April 18th not the one we're doing?
No,
Today.
Today's the 25th.
April 18th, please.
First, and that was a no quorum meeting. As you guys see, that's all the minutes were.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And motion has been made by Linda and seconded by Christina that the April 18th minutes be approved as distributed. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi. Miss Christina, I have misspelled your name probably 10 times wrong again. Would you spell it?
That one's really messed up. What the heck is that?
Was that one up here too?
K-R-Y-S-T-I-N-A.
So the motion has passed with
Say it
3
again.
ayes.
K-R-Y-S-T-I-N-A.
I don't know why I want to give all these extra letters.
The one and only.
Like, and I keep writing it wrong every time. I'm never going to get it right. I'm
Most people
consistent.
at work just write KC on everything
Okay.
they write my name on.
Alright.
Is this $177 for how many streetlights? Like all of them in town?
That's true. It is.
Interesting.
So you get separate bills from each,
Yes,
for each part.
Yes. Everyone's got like 3 bills. You saw it in your, yeah.
Is there a utility tax that people pay?
Yeah, we get a percentage of that. It
Okay,
goes like this.
because I saw a
Yeah.
check in the mailbox, so.
Okay, we're ready for bills and financial report.
I need a motion for the approval of bills and financial report.
And that was presented here this evening. It's the same one that was presented the last 2 meetings that we didn't have. The first night we had a draft, and then she was able to get the next one because she had it up from family member originally, and then she was able to get and it's the one that you also have in the front of the book here.
What's this for?
That's pest control.
It's for bugs.
Were they ever,
We have water, not bugs.
could be water bugs. Were they ever able to come in and do the building itself to finish up?
I don't recall if I saw that or not. I saw a note say they needed to,
For the inside of the building?
just right inside.
Commercial quarters.
How often do we have them spray?
See if it says on that statement, I don't recall.
Probably quarterly.
Like every 3 months, I think.
Are these in an, okay, yeah, I'll just wait.
Claudia, I'll point out to you on, Mr. Evelyn was asking about the motor fuel tax.
Mm-hmm.
That statement is always given out, every month on the financials, and it's that last page there.
Mhm.
That's the summary, and then also on the accounts, if you look on the other page over here. So when you send this to him, if you'll highlight it for him, we have the, motor fuel tax here. This is our savings, and then there would be a working motor fuel tax.
Okay, so this is the one that's,
Here's the savings, and there's the, CD motor fuel tax.
so
Okay.
everything here's a CD.
Not necessarily, you just have to read it and see. So pull it together, but these 2 sheets is what's gonna give you, this is an overall summary from, May to March. Okay,
Okay,
March,
so these are in parentheses. Does that mean there's a,
that's usually,
here in the whole?
a different sign, you know,
Okay,
but this is what he's asking for, that.
okay.
Are these
And
from
he
different
gets
months?
those.
I thought I already
I
saw
know
3 of
that he
those.
requested those, so if you will just go ahead and highlight it, so he can find it easier.
What did we get
And
from
put a
Forward
note,
Printing?
in it for him. I wrote myself a note to remind you to do that, thank you.
Okay.
Are these on any order? Can I just set this here?
No, they're okay. What is it? While we're going over, financials, I'll go ahead and give my report if you guys don't mind. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. On my report, we have on the agenda this evening about the insurance policy that, is debatable. Do we wanna keep it or not? Cause IML now carries, they more than carry it, that one policy we renewed back in January. Goes in effect in May of $150. If we wanna pull that back, we'll have a vote on that in a little bit, but I wanted to.
I can't hear you back here, please.
And then the CARE program, we talked about that last month, and that did go through. I met the deadline. We did receive the full 11,362. Mrs. Lorraine thought it was part of the American Rescue Plan and deposited into that account. And so you will see in the paperwork that she has put it back to the general fund. That did reimburse salary, and that is where that belongs. So in that one, you'll see an increase of 11,362, and so it'll look like a decrease on the SLRP fund, but it's not. It's the full 18,000 that we received there. We're expecting the other 18,000. Patty and I are working hard to get that deadline done by the 30th. We jumped through a bunch of hoops to get the paperwork correct. I reviewed it again this evening, and I hope to work with her this evening and finalize that. We do not have to say at this time exactly what we're doing. I know we've been trying to come up with our ideas so we'd have a project to submit, but because we are a small,
Ability.
and we're under 10 million,
Maybe by a little bit.
we can just say no projects at this time, give them the idea of what we think, and then we'll move on. Unfortunately, for a small place like us, we can't go spend the money and then in hopes that it's gonna meet the approval of the surplus money. We just can't afford to do that. So we have to know they're gonna approve it, and then we'll spend it right out of that account, not out of our accounts. So, and I know we've all been working on those projects, thinking ideas what we can do. The water in town was a big one that we've all talked about, and that we will be submitting. We'll get data, and then we'll start spending that money, but I have to get the report in end of this month. And we'll talk more about all that stuff. Postage for the water bills has been brought to my attention that when Watler took over, Lorraine did not realize that postage for water bills used to come out of the water accounts. So I believe she has been paying it out of the general funds, and so I'm researching that, and I'm going back to see how much needs to be compensated there back. So that's in the works.
Is that like, did I read it was like $400 something, or was that a different bill?
It's around 80 each month.
Like, yeah, I think about
78 or something like
$73 a month. And I talked with Patty Rigg about it, and she seemed to think that it used to be divided between the 3 accounts, water, sewer, and trash. But I wasn't sure of that, but it's from the Corwin card, we would pay Corwin. So that's the bill that Lorraine and I are gonna investigate and figure out how it really was paid in the past, and we wanna follow suit. So if that means reimbursing, that's what we will do. Let's see. And then,
Ready to pass the bills and the financial report.
well, that's all my report, yes. Okay, so you ready to make a motion, Mayor, for bills and financials?
He did that.
Oh, we did?
Yep.
And then I interrupted.
Yep.
I will first.
I can second the bills.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the bills and financials. The motion was made by Linda and was seconded by Christina. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The motion has passed with 3 ayes.
Okay, so the next is that decision on keeping the bonding insurance previously purchased from First Insurance. Do you guys recall what that was about?
Yeah, I don't see a point in keeping it.
Okay, Mary, you wanna ask for a motion to discontinue the First Insurance?
Yeah, I need to, I'm lost. I need a motion to
Discontinue.
vote on this insurance if we need it or not.
I vote nay.
So Christina's made a motion to suspend that.
Yes, that's right, that's how we're gonna say it.
Have you seconded?
I second it.
Okay.
We're
where's that money gonna go since it's not gonna be there anymore?
It came from the general fund originally, and the check has not been cashed because the policy goes in effect in May. And so they said they would just hold it, and I was to get back with them and say, rip it up or cash it in.
Sweet.
So, it's just that we verbally approved it, so we have to unapprove it.
It's what, 150 a?
$150 a year, and but it was only for 15,000 apiece for 30,000 total. And we have 50,000 apiece for 3 on the IML, for the treasurer, the mayor, and the clerk.
Okay, so the motion's been made by Christina to suspend the bonding insurance through First Insurance, and it was been seconded by Linda, and need everyone agreeing to suspend that insurance, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. It's fine.
Any nays?
Nay.
Okay, so that did not pass, so, we'll go ahead and let that insurance go on through.
It's 2 to 1.
It has to be 3 to pass, so it has to be 3. So, it's only $150, and we've had it for, what did I say? And the reason why they got it originally is because IML wasn't offering that bonding insurance, and now they have now for many years, and it just wasn't caught. We just kept paying it every year, you know, whoever before us, and so it's just been carried. But we'll carry it another year. Okay. All right. So I'll make a note for me to call and call and question. Okay.
Ready for water report.
I've got that. Water report, chlorine readings is 1.5 here to office, 2.5 at the tower. And I don't know about any other things. You, Stacy?
All good.
Sounds good to me.
When are we gonna hear back about the surveys?
About what?
The surveys on the water?
I did review those myself, and we had, of the 120 that we sent out, we had about a 65 return, so that was a really good return on them. We only had one comment that was concerned, and that was, the water was soft. I think they're not used to soft water, and, those are gonna be submitted to, Carrie. I talked with Carrie earlier in the week. She'll be picking them up, she said this week, and then she'll give us a report back to see if we need to do anything else, and give me any recommendations.
Sweet.
Do the trustees need to report these stuff?
I gave my reports,
Um,
your ball and park, and what do you,
Baldwin Park.
May 1st, you'll get a calendar.
May 1st, I get the calendar. Okay, awesome. Where's it?
And the key.
Okay.
One other thing, there is a lock on the dumpster at the park. As of right now, that key is on the shelter house. You'll have to unlock that lock whenever there's a party.
Sweet.
And the trash man told me today
And
that
Wednesday.
whenever they come to pick it up, you don't need to take that lock off because it automatically unlocks and it'll be able to dump by itself.
Good, cool.
At the park this week, hopefully, weather permitting and my motivation permitting, I want to power wash the shelter house. It's pretty nasty, and I thought about trying to hit the picnic tables as well and get some of that extra paint chipped off there, so they'll be ready to paint. I talked to Linda
Lowry?
that one, She said that she's gonna be willing, her husband's a carpenter or something, and there's a door frame at the shelter house, the back door frame, that's pretty nasty. It's like rotting out. So if we need any help on that, I feel like we have pretty good backup on that, and they offered to help with any volunteering that we have down there, any painting, planting, any of that good stuff.
Okay. Is it the outside of the building that needs to be washed down? Okay.
I was gonna hit the equipment too, if I can reach it.
Also, on my sidewalk, there's some mulch needs to go to the shelter.
To put under the Census or the park area?
Needs to go to the park. The boys are supposed to take it down there and take care of it, so.
Are they gonna put it out? Is it colored?
It's red.
Cool.
Where's it supposed to go?
And then,
I told the boys to put it where they thought it might need to be.
Where do they think? What are
under, usually under swing sets and things like that, you know,
But
where,
do you ever-
where it gets muddy and you
Around
don't
the
want.
trees.
Do you ever play on the swing sets?
No.
I mean, like the kids will come out red. It's just funny.
Oh,
No,
well,
it
it's not
died
that
out.
color,
It's not
yeah,
that color.
yeah, it's,
It's just mulch.
I was gonna comment that when you're, having your volunteer helping you with the, repairs, if there's wood that you do need, price wood is up right now, but we can purchase at Menards. If it's something that you're personally gonna take care of, you need to check with the mayor, so that he can get your name on the buying, or have him pick it up for you.
Yeah, right now, he's the only one whose name's on that.
Yeah,
Is that the same with paint?
Mhm.
yeah, any
Anything from
supplies that
Menards.
you, Menards or Real
There
King.
is some paint in there.
What color?
I don't know. You'll have
You're
to
right.
ask the guy.
Fine colors?
I
I
hope
hope.
to find out what you can. Yep. Okay. The employees, you wanna talk about employees, you want me to talk about employees?
What about the correspondence received? Where you got employee in that?
Oh, that's under, reports by trustees.
Oh, sorry guys, one last thing.
Okay.
The slide's broken, terribly broken,
Yeah.
It
and
got vandalized.
I'm shocked. I did look into a couple grants though. I still have to look further into them, but
Okay.
hoping that's something we can go towards as well to get some better equipment down there.
That very well may fall under the safety, under the SLRP plan. They have a safety category.
Are you
That,
sure about the
no.
SLRP slurp?
Well, they keep changing it on me. The slurp plan, don't say that, because we want them to be supportive of us.
I support the slurp.
But there's one of the categories, if I gave you a site to go to, and you go under that, and, it shows, like 6 categories. Water is where we're leading mostly,
That one?
I think that's correct.
SL.
SLFRP. And, SLFRP reports, yeah.
No, SLFRF.
Oh gosh, dog it. RF.
RF.
And you do have a page on this that tells you where to go, and you can start reading on that a little bit more. Water was one of them that we knew that we were gonna hit hard on. Don't let me get off track from our agenda, but I do think the slides will fall into that, cause that's a health issue, hazard.
Okay, your employees, yes.
Reports by employees, our employees, I've been taking care of the timesheets, and they're doing a good job getting things documented. They're doing a good job getting the water documented so that I can get that turned in timely to, Carrie, Sanders. And, I know mowing's gonna increase. The communication between the two of them seems to be well. I don't usually ask them to do things, it's between those two, cause I don't wanna confuse them and have too many bosses. Sometimes I have to leave a note, about something that I may be needing from them, but they're doing well. That's all I got for employees.
Our
Hour.
We have them at 32 hours,
Yeah.
sharing right now. With the mowing going up, they're probably gonna have to be pushed up a few more.
Yeah, they might. Damon is doing well with the, water, he is, what do we call that, water clerk? And he did submit all the water bills last month. There's a few glitches that I heard, and, Watlers did, review that. Watlers did still charge quite a bit for the water, and so I'm expecting that to be different this week, and I will confront him more about that. Because he's actually, the two of them are reading the meters, and then he's putting it all in the computer and producing the bills. And so, we really, to print it here is costing us a lot. On our Slurp program, we're hoping to get a new printer, digital printer,
Awesome.
that will cut down our printing bill a little bit. That's gonna help us out quite a bit. Make sure you get that on your list. But he's doing well with that. I'm encouraged.
Will do his hours change as far as what you expect him to do under this category, and the water bill thing will be in a different category?
No, his bills, his hours are gonna be whatever they are, and then he tells us what he does each day. They both do. They write down what all they took care of today, and as long as those are in the guidelines, we're fine. And they both have job descriptions that tells them what they do. And so if he spent 3 hours on water bills today and three hours yesterday reading meters, that's fine. You know, just like if he spent an hour working on a mower.
So the amount of hours that he is allowed to work
Are still within.
doesn't change, okay?
Right, yeah,
That's what I
still
wanted.
within that.
And it's 32
limit.
between the both of them?
And we realize it might go up a little bit. Matter of fact, they had some trouble at the pond, and they got increased hours during that time, to get it done. They are on the, trust system. We don't expect them to abuse it, and if they say they're working, they're working. Now, storm watching at midnight for 3 hours, that's not approved. If there's a real storm coming through and the fire engines go out, yeah, okay. So, and they know that. They have those things under consideration. Okay,
Alright, we're done, Mayor. I'm sorry.
so is that next one yours?
Where we at on the list?
Correspondence, and that's my turn now.
Oh boy.
Okay. So we got a census of public employment and payroll during the month of April, and that's all been filled out and sent in. They asked me later if I want a copy of it, you know, from everybody. No, I didn't care. It's the same thing.
But of course you can come look at it if you need to.
And then we also got a letter from the Illinois Commerce Commission, and usually their letters have to do with a lawsuit that they are having with Ameren, Illinois, and they gave a notice of a pre-hearing conference in Chicago that will be held tomorrow. In case you want to attend, it's at 1 p.m.
On my
I
list,
believe we'll be there.
down at the bottom.
Yeah, and today I saw a man who was in a railroad truck sitting next to the railroad as I went to get the mail, and I talked with him about who was actually in charge of maintenance for that road between Main Street and
Post office.
Free Trade Street. And he said it was his opinion that it was up to the city to do the maintenance on that street.
That was his opinion?
That was his opinion, based on other things that he had heard from the railroad and so forth. And I said, it is the city employees have been told that it is the railroad's responsibility, and he didn't think that was correct. And I said, you can see that because the city thinks it's the railroads and the railroad thinks it's the cities, then no maintenance is being done. Yes, he said, I can very well see that. Of course, there was a large puddle there right next to where the road rises. And he gave me the name of a man named Josh Scott, who is the track supervisor, and he takes care of all the incidents for the right-of-way. And he says, the guy that I talked to, whose name I did not write down, he said that a right-of-way usually only allows the railroad to use the right-of-way as they choose, as they see fit, parking or using it for maintenance work, but does not mean that they have to maintain it. So that's his basis for saying that they don't have to take care of the road. But he says Josh Scott is the ultimate authority on that. I've left a message with him today. He was not in. But if one of you wants to try to contact him instead, that's fine with me. I just wanted to get taken care of because I didn't think anybody else had really been able to contact someone, so.
Okay, thank you.
Ready for old business?
The USDA grant for City Hall roof and other improvements. We have been moving this around for so long, and this evening I hope that we can come to terms to make a decision on who we're going to use. We all had copies of the estimates, and I gave you a refresher of the summary of what we have that's going. And so I'm prepared for the mayor to go ahead and make a motion for us to decide. We have already submitted one name. He did not come through for us. He was hard to get a hold of. His partner then stepped up and said he would do it. And then again, we have not had any more correspondence with him after email and asking for further clarification. I personally would like to nominate West Construction to do the work. Their total is $27,725. Our USDA grant is only eligible for $25,000, so that will make a little bit to come out of our pocket. But we know West Construction can do the job. It is the same company that we use to do the shelter house. And so when that contract is drawn up and submitted to USDA, we'll make sure we get things a little outlined a little better.
What's the Duralast roof?
It is similar to the roof you have now. It's the same roof that Linson was wanting to use also. And yeah.
I believe we need a tin roof on that thing.
A metal roof?
Yes.
Well, we have done that. We've talked about it. We've gone around and around about it. We do have Carlisle has a metal roof for us for $34,000, and I'm off the page.
But right now, you're gonna have to stop and think. These prices have changed.
Hey,
Everything's gonna
And
change.
There's more numbers.
Has the Amish man got a hold of you by any chance?
Who?
Amish guy. Which one?
No, he did not. And I did
Well,
speak.
he said he was gonna get back with me on it because he come and measured it and stuff.
Well, and that was 3 weeks ago, Mayor, and he had explained to me that it would be his son-in-law that would be doing the roofing, and that he wasn't certain that his son-in-law had Indiana
I thought
license.
they didn't have, the license.
I talked to him about that, and that's why he come and give me the measurements and stuff.
Well,
You talking
Mayor,
about Daniel?
I'm talking about Daniel. Daniel come
Well,
by the house.
he went ahead and come down and talked, he went ahead and took
And
measurements
I have not
and stuff.
received anything for the interior work on him either. I do believe they would do good work, but they haven't come through for us.
Well, I figured he was just,
If you're saying that you are asking the board to consider putting this off another month, it's been 2 years, so what's another month?
Can we put it off a week?
Then we'd have to have another special
I-
meeting.
I'm not prepared to put
Which-
it off anymore, not with the way the roof looks.
Now, I
I
grant
still-
you,
I
Have
still
wood
don't wanna put
damage.
that
I grant
stuff
you,
on
our
it,
next
though.
meeting is gonna come pretty quick because this meeting has been delayed so badly this month. So,
The next one would probably be the,
it's gonna be like 2 weeks away, right?
about on the, that's June.
Yeah, let's go May.
Can we do any later this week? Can we call around back to these people? Because these
These
prices,
prices,
they're gonna
Yeah,
go way
right.
up.
this is the second estimate, we've already had them adjust their estimates already. And so we're gonna eat whatever increase it is. It's
So
gonna
the
come out.
Duralast is what we have on there now, that's,
Well, the one we
leading
have
to
now is
this.
just called rubber roof, it's not called Duralast, there's a little bit of difference,
As far as I know, it's the same.
okay? Well, let's get more information, I'll hunt around again, I'm not off again till Friday, but I'll make phone calls,
I'll get hold of Daniel.
okay? give Daniel the email address and tell him he has to follow through for us.
'Cause he was out, huh?
I will be
I'll
prepared to
need
make
that
a vote
email
next
address, okay.
meeting.
Pardon me?
I will be prepared to make a vote next meeting.
Okay, so we're gonna table it again this month?
I don't feel like we need to keep tabling, it needs to be done now.
Well, I
Can
agree
we
with
call a
that
special
too.
meeting for it?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
call a special meeting, but like we say, the next meeting
Well.
is only 2 weeks away anyway,
Yeah,
the second week of May.
Gary, may I say something? We had some work done at the church, and the contractor told me, he said, I can't bid this till right up almost time to do it, because prices change so quick and so fast, that
Yep.
I can't keep up.
Right,
yep.
So
I
told
think
you,
that's what
don't get
Daniel
discouraged
told me
about
that
it.
himself.
right, and that's how I feel like, yes, the values here are probably gonna be a little bit lower, because we have done this twice already, so we can expect a little bit more. And being that first one I said, West Construction, he was already 2,000 over, so we might end up paying 5 out of pocket. Or maybe the USDA will change their limits also under the conditions. But we have to move forward to get it done. I went back in the back room this evening to get paperwork, and on top of one of the copiers was plastic and a puddle of water that was 3 inches deep and this big.
That's what I'm saying, like, I know 2 weeks isn't that long, but
Not compared to 2.5 years. I can wait 2 more weeks.
fair statement.
Yeah. So,
There's water standing on top of one of the file cabinets now, and when you open the drawer, the water runs down into the materials in the
and
drawer.
they're very much aware of the problem that we're having, and they're ready to move forward on our grant. We just have to come to terms of who we're gonna do it. That has been the hiccup all along.
So we're gonna put this on the next meeting then.
Okay. All right,
All in
so
favor?
I,
Aye. Or wait, I make a motion, do we
Need
have
a
a
motion?
motion?
it's
How about me making a motion, you
Yeah.
guys just go ahead and vote on it, okay?
for the,
Need a motion to delay this until this next
I will
board
make
meeting.
that motion to delay this
Okay.
until next meeting only.
Okay, Stacy has made the motion that this, decision for work on the, Village Hall be delayed until the next meeting, and is there a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
I'm glad you did, cause I wasn't going to. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have 3
Don't
ayes.
be looking at me.
That's very discouraging, y'all, but we'll hang
Okay,
in
so
there.
the motion has passed.
Okay, now what are we gonna talk about?
The Illinois RPA, see, it used to be called the Illinois RPA, American Rescue Plan, and
Okay,
now they've done this surf thing on me. That's why I'm having so much trouble with the initials. Okay, so projects and pricing, what all did you guys come up with?
Is this the one for the roads?
No, this is where,
This is water, sewer.
this is the 36,000 that is being given to us.
Water
It has to do
meters.
with COVID relief. Yep,
The one with the
Water
the
law.
box on us?
and I did talk to
All
Sanders.
items that regarding to the water
Um,
meters, locks and lids and risers.
Lots and
yeah,
risers.
call it a ring, but yeah, it is right.
A riser, it's a riser.
And Sanders did say that it would be, do you remember the exact email? Was it valves? Is that what she said, valves?
I didn't see that
I
one.
believe it was valves. She said, go ahead and get 40 valves, because ours would be going out. She said, even though those boys drained it down, they
Valves,
felt they were
yes.
okay,
Valves.
but then she said it would be best to go ahead and
That
get
would
these
be
more
for the
valves.
sewer fund, yes,
And I believe 4, is that correct?
I think. I know that there was,
But Sanders recommended that. I was still waiting for Frank to say if there was anything else that he knew of.
And you said maybe the park safety for the slide being broken,
Mhm.
maybe?
There's a one that's a safety, so that we could do, under the safety, there was
Maybe slides and swings?
slides and swings. Also under safety, I found that abandoned houses, I don't think you can buy abandoned houses and tear them down, but there was a clause in there letting you work with abandoned houses. And what I propose is that after working with them and see what they will tell us, these homes that we can't seem to get cleaned up, go ahead and issue the citations, which would be attorney fee, issue the citation, they're not gonna get it cleaned up, we go in, we clean it up, we give them the bill.
Speaking of,
Bellmont's poor, they're not gonna be able to pay their bill.
there's
But
a
at
new
least
camper.
We have the funds to pay it.
There's a new camper in the alley behind by Pam Fisher.
A new camper behind, okay.
Not a new one, another,
Another one, okay.
Where's that?
And,
behind Pam, beside Pam
Oh.
Fisher.
and that's another thing that I wanted to bring up about the safety thing, is that our ordinance says that people are not supposed to live in campers.
Why?
It's against against our ordinances.
Just in Belmont?
It's in the Bellmont ordinances that they're not supposed to live in campers. They can live in trailers, they can live in modular homes, manufactured homes, houses, but an actual camper to live in, it says no.
Is there,
Probably because how are they really hooking up to sewer and water? Where is that coming from? How are they being charged for water? How are they being charged for sewer? And where is the sewer going?
I have an empty lot, wouldn't they just pay for the water to be hooked up there?
A camper? Well, but where's the sewer going to the camper?
A dump stand?
Are they driving it away every day?
I have no
Dump it?
idea, I don't live in a
No,
camper,
they're
but
not moving it.
That's, I don't know,
what are they
but
doing with it then?
They're living in it.
I
But what are they
researched,
doing with the sewage?
I
What do
was
you
told that
I
some
don't-
raw
I mean,
sewage
I don't know
has been
that-
smelt,
and,
so.
and I have heard two complaints of
Is that
that.
up there behind
And
Pam?
so,
I haven't heard nothing on it, so.
when